go.
Hello, welcome to the debate with Marcus McBriar and Will Radford. Sorry, Will can't share screen with you today. It's glitching out. But anyway, on today's show we talk Liberty Media and F1. Later, and also we discuss Brexit and Donald Tusk, as well as the Champions League and Manchester City losing, and the Europa League. Well,
Yeah.
What is your opinion
On what?
Liberty Media allowing in-race betting?
Well, look, there was some talking about Labour saying that if they were in government, they would ban.
Talking about Labour.
Yes, but this is relevant. This is relevant to the subject. See, if a Labour government came in, they would say they would ban all betting from sports coverage. But look, betting from sport has been years. Horse racing, you were betting. Formula One, if you were betting. If you had no betting, that would.
No. You have Formula One's only allowing from next weekend's Russian Grand Prix in-race betting.
Oh, okay.
Liberty is only allowing in-race betting from the Russian Grand Prix onwards.
Oh, okay. I see.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I think if they've only allowed them to do this race, why haven't they done it for most races? Marcus?
Yeah.
Why haven't they done it for?
They're trying to still clean up the mess from Bernie.
Oh, yes.
You can try and use your camera now, mate.
Yes, let's try. Right. No, the camera's not coming. It's just showing my lightning boy, the lightning picture.
All right.
Oh, technical issue again. Stupid computer.
So what's your opinion on F1 as a whole? They said they're going to produce millions worth of revenue.
Well,
I mean, football, a lot of football clubs have the bookmakers on their shirts. We're going to start seeing bookmaker sponsorships on the race cars from 2019.
well, listen, I'm looking forward to particularly next year. You know, we got no Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, as you said.
Repeating Charles Leclerc.
Yes. Oh, and listen, by the way, I think Leclerc, Verstappen will be the next. They'll be the next Vettel and Hamilton. They will.
I'm most looking forward to next season.
What?
Hamilton versus Leclerc, because that's.
Do you think Leclerc?
Because Formula One was denied Schumacher v Senna.
Yes, because obviously when Senna was racing.
We were 3 races into it. And Michael had defeated Ayrton, who Ayrton at that time was the established guy.
Yeah.
But we need it again, don't we? We need it. It's good for motor racing, and I think it's good for sport in general to see young guys challenging the top.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Do you think Leclerc? Do you think Max Leclerc? No. Yeah. Max Leclerc. I don't know. Sorry. There's no racer called Max. Oh, right. Right. Charles Leclerc. Do you think he and Verstappen? I got them both mixed up. Do you think Verstappen and Leclerc could be the next Hamilton and Vettel when they both go?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some wild racing.
Yes.
What with the concepts for 2021 came out last week as well.
Yes. Right. So yes. So yeah, guys, what do you think of F1? Do you think that this is good? Them including in race bets,
Bad news for Germany and Sebastian Vettel.
and could they even include it in more races if the success for this one is obviously good? Because whether you like it or not, betting is a part of sport, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Look at horse racing and the Grand National.
Yes, what would that be without betting? You see, Corbin, if you got in, you would.
If you're prepared, if you're a normal punter, or then you might not be prepared to lose hundreds.
Yeah, you see, Mr.
If you're a celebrity going to the races, and you can afford losing a bit of money.
Yeah. Well, I think we do. Sports fans will not want Labour to get in as government, otherwise they said they want to ban.
Nobody wants Labour to get in as government.
Well, yes.
Do they?
I mean, I'm not sure. But anyway, also another update. We will be doing an EU Brexit special of the debate, and that will be next year. So that will be in March 2019. We'll be doing a look back at the turbulent years of Brexit.
Yeah, and David Cameron's fall.
Yes. So we're doing a Brexit special for that. So that's in 2019. So just a little update for you. Now I'm going to be in it a bit, but this is going to be an experiment to see if you like it because you like me and Marcus, or if you particularly like Marcus. So this is going to be an experiment, and since you can't even see my camera anyway, so I'm going to step out of the limelight. I'm going to push all the buttons and keys and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll hand over to you, Marcus. You're in the chair.
Yeah. So basically, betting is good for Formula One. Is it, or Labour? Labour, my opinion is this is bad news, because then we're going to start. Teams are going to start trying to get betting sponsorship. It's almost like when we had the cigarette sponsorship going in 2007.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
You know, 2007 was the last time that Ferrari used Marlboro on and those top Italian marks in racing, Ferrari and Ducati. 2007, that was the last year they used Marlboro as a sponsor.
Yeah, and by the way, I love the new look of the Ferrari car for the concepts of the next few seasons.
Depending whether Ferrari will be in the sport.
Well, it would be a loss to Formula One. Formula One without Ferrari would be like a cake without butter.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. I mean, it would be a real travesty if Ferrari went.
Yeah, and could you imagine Sebastian Vettel? He'd be like,
oh, don't worry, he'll leave Ferrari way before they leave, if they do leave, because of Charles Leclerc.
because Vettel's like, oh, I'm not good enough anymore. I'm losing to younger racers. I quit.
Yeah. You know, but saying that, you look at Lewis. Great driver. He's the only driver to win a race every single season. Dominated the Singapore Grand Prix and has now won 7 races this season. He's on for another big win total this season.
Yes.
He had 3 successive 10-win seasons from 2014 to 2016. and won 9 races last year. He's already won 7 races this year. This could be another 10-win season if we're not careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But saying that, I think it's brilliant for Great Britain.
Yeah.
What Pete, like I said, now this is really weird, right?
Yeah.
Now, as you know, I both go on Lewis Hamilton's social media account and Kate McGlynn. But people hate Lewis, is what Lewis's lifestyle.
Well, look,
But Will, and this is my point, this is very opinionated, right? Then, when I look at Katie's, people are loving it, which is basically the same lifestyle, just not as much. Because of her filming commitments. She's kind of tied down. What do you think? What do you think, Will?
Well, look, people can't complain about Lewis's lifestyle. He's paid lots of money. He can afford to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but why are people complaining about Lewis's lifestyle and then loving Katie's lifestyle?
Well,
The camera.
look, I imagine most Hamilton fans wouldn't give a toss about Katie McGlynn.
Well, here's another question for you. Is it because that Lewis is more well known
Yes.
to this country?
Look, Lewis is a worldwide star. He's known across several different countries. Katie McGlynn is only known in this country.
And Canada.
Why in Canada?
Because Corrie is broadcast in that country. On CBS.
Oh, I see.
Along with the US.
Yeah.
It's something to do with the common, to do with our treaty with the Commonwealth.
Yeah, along with the fake news show presented by Donald Trump. That was a joke, by the way.
So, well, I mean, you know, Lewis is just before Singapore opened launched a new fashion range which sells fashion vintage clothes.
Yes. Well, it shows he's got a career after Formula One, doesn't he?
He's doing it in between Formula One.
Yes, but I mean, see, Michael Schumacher, when he retired from Formula One, he didn't. I think he left the sport, didn't he? I mean, he wasn't involved in any, you know, ambassador roles or anything, was he? Obviously, before the.
It was Ferrari.
Oh, he was a.
They gave him a management role at Ferrari until 2009.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Oh, okay.
You might get your camera now, Will.
Yes, let's give it a try. So sorry about technical issues. Stupid computer who has done it for the second time running. And relax. Oh. Right. Okay. No, it's not allowing you.
Alright.
Oh.
Very well.
Yeah?
So, Lewis Hamilton, can he beat Michael Schumacher's record? He is on 69 victories. 21 behind Michael Schumacher on the all-time race wins list. And 5 titles. As Martin Brundle said, it's hard to believe that Germany and Michael Schumacher in Germany, with the amount of times he was winning, that is now starting to become within our grasp.
So, you asked me, do I think Lewis Hamilton can beat Michael Schumacher's record?
Do you think he's already done the pole position records, but do you think he'll do the other 3?
Well, yes. I think once...
Basically, podiums,
I think once Hamilton has broke that record, he'll call it a day. He won't retire. He won't retire because, well, you know, Lewis, he won't go with a whimper. He will bow out in the best he can. So he will bow out when he's broke Schumacher's records. That is my prediction.
That's why I think Lewis is staying on, because
he's got unfinished business.
Yeah, because basically Nico Rosberg is the only one to have beaten him in the last 4 years.
Wow, and now Nico is obviously gone.
He's on Sky.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Just to annoy people.
Oh, oh, lovely. Up there to annoy Keith Ewan. Oh, no, sorry.
Keith's with BT. He's currently commentating in Aragon for this weekend's MotoGP.
Oh, yes. Yes, sorry. Right. Shall we move on to Donald Tusk and Brexit?
Yes, this might get a bit ranty and a bit long.
Yes. So this, I'm not sure if it was this morning, but I was watching the Victoria Derbyshire programme on BBC Two, and it showed this absolutely brilliant. The old phrase goes, you can have your cake and eat it. Well, Donald Tusk posted a picture today of him and Theresa May, the Prime Minister, and it says on his post, a piece of cake perhaps, sorry, no cherries, referencing the UK can't obviously cherry pick the deal. So what are your thoughts on this?
Basically, it means that we might get no deal then.
Yes.
Even though Theresa May's quite optimistic that there will be a deal.
Yes. And Mrs. May, I see, is auditioning for the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, and also as well, I should have mentioned on the script is what do you think about the? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. We'll do that. I think Brexit is great. I don't care what people are saying. I don't agree with Jeremy Corbyn. It's going to collapse. The whole of the UK is going to collapse. We're all going to be poor. It's going to take out the rich.
Well, I think Brexit, it will be good if, look, we have control of our own borders. Look, the European Court of Justice, if people that are not from our country cause harm in this country, it means we don't have to have the European Court of Justice. Our courts can. Yes, I'm broadcasting. Our courts can decide the fate of the person, even though they're not from this country. See, we've had the European Courts of Justice deciding the fates.
Are you right? Go back to me now because.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it's still broadcasting, mate.
Yeah. So, Brexit, is it good for the UK? Or do you think we're going to get no deal?
Or do you think we're going to go into like a financial crash like 2008? Do you think that?
That would not happen. That would probably happen if Jeremy Corbyn got in, but.
Well, I think. But listen, if the.
Like we were saying 2 weeks ago, our education system, nobody knows our young people. Why is it showing our teenagers that, we might have an uncertain future with people? If you're saying that our current 25-year-olds don't know which countries are in Europe, what does that show us for? Show our future for our teenagers who are currently in high school now?
Well, I don't know, but yeah, obviously, and do you think Theresa May? Do you think she's literally just about clinging on? And do you think it's inevitable that she'll be gone soon, or do you think she'll succeed?
I think she'll succeed. I think she'll succeed, but just.
Oh, I
don't
see.
think we'll end up with a deal, though.
Yes, and okay, this is a bold thing to say, but should Mrs. May go? Who do you think the candidates would be to be the leader of the Conservatives and the next Prime Minister? If the Conservatives won, but Theresa... Boris? Really?
Yeah, there's been reports that they'll have a big leadership change.
Because
Leadership challenge around Christmas.
I actually think that the candidates would be Boris Johnson, Petit Patel, probably Sadiq Khan, I think, would like to have a go, I reckon.
I agree.
So we'd have 2 London mayors, 1 former and 1 present. And I reckon.
But we don't want Jeremy Corbyn getting in.
And Sandy Jared, I think he'd be so. Look, here's who I think who would run: Johnson, Patel, Khan, Jared, and who else did I say? And I think Michael Gove will certainly not be hanging on. He will be gone soon as Environment Secretary.
Gove's not liked. I mean, Piers Morgan pilloried Michael Gove when it was just after Grenfell, so.
Oh, yes, well, we'll see if he hangs on. So Brexit,
Are you turning my sound up? Because
no, I'm not turning your sound up. I did do earlier to make sure they could hear you on Skype, but I've not been now. So anyway, so you think Theresa May is clinging on for dear life and she's gonna fall, basically?
yes, I do.
And if she was to go,
because it's too great I think she's going to get too great of a challenge on Boris. And I agree with what Stanley Johnson said back in December when after he came out of I'm a Celeb.
Is that Boris's father?
Yeah, basically said that to Holly and Philip, you know when they call from Australia after a celebrity gets knocked out.
Yes.
And he basically said, "Oh, you said that Boris should be Prime Minister. He will know what to do."
Oh well, that's his father saying that.
That's what Stanley said last December.
Of course he'd say that. Is his son? He wants his son to be in charge. Of course he does.
Do you want Boris to be in charge of this country?
I did, but now he said, that thing about the controversial comments. About the the burqa.
Yes. Well, actually, James Cracknell's wife, Beverly Turner, actually agrees with Boris.
So, look, I think if Boris thinks that he is going to be popular for a leadership contest, he has knocked himself out of the running by saying those things. Because people like Muslims, there's lots in this country, they won't want him in. There'll be a strong backlash. So I'm afraid Boris has lost. I think he definitely won't be Prime Minister. Boris has sealed that now.
You think Boris has sealed his fate?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I mean, look, he could even be kicked out of the Tories, maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but apparently Sadiq Khan's not liked with Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, I see. Well,
because Sadiq Khan has basically said if Liberty and Silverstone can't find a deal to keep the British Grand Prix over there, he'd be happy to have the British Grand Prix run around the city of London.
Well, talking of Mr. Khan, if you heard me earlier, I predicted that he would be in the running for the leadership contest.
But would you want sporting events like cycling and motor racing on the city streets of London? He can't go, and he said he would be happy to oblige.
Well, look, sports on the street. You have street cycling. You have street athletics.
Obviously, we raced at Baku for the last about 3 races at Baku. Great circuit.
Yeah.
Two really good races, one not very good. But it takes about 2 weeks to close the city off in the capital city of Azerbaijan. We can't do that in this country.
Well, look, we've done that for the marathons. They're in the city streets.
That's a Sunday. That's one day. We're talking about lane. You can't run it on the normal roads. You have to put tarmac down.
Oh.
You're talking about 2 weeks worth of work.
Oh, I see.
That's the amount of work it takes Azerbaijan to transform Baku. I mean, it looks spectacular when you see it, but can we really do it?
Well, it would cause lots of.
Like Baku made the trenches where they go past the narrow castle wall.
It would cause lots of, traffic problems, and roads would be closed off.
I mean, look at the event, the F1 Live that they had on the Wednesday before the 2017 British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Huge amount of traffic.
Yes. And shall we move on to the Champions League?
Yes. And then I'll tell you in a minute what we need to talk about.
Oh, yes. Okay, right. Okay, so first of all, the Champions League was back. It kicked off on Tuesday night, where we got the brilliant Liverpool v PSG game, which you can see our post-match reaction on YouTube. You can see that on my channel, Lightning Ball on YouTube, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe. But on Wednesday night, the two Manchester clubs kicked off. One was City and one was United. United faced Young Boys in Switzerland, while Lyon had to travel in Manchester to take on City. And for City, it ended with a defeat that nobody saw on the cards. Lyon ended the.
That shows good news for us.
Yes, it does.
For the Premier League, it shows that City have weakness for the first time.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Even though Sergio Aguero has announced he's staying until 2021, I don't know why, because he's going to be on the bench all the time.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I think. Oh, look. Clubs are too rushed to sign contracts. I get why they want to keep players. But look, a 5-year contract is. I think they should just sign at least a 3-year contract, not a 5-year contract. And certainly not. Look, this is like ITV's contract situation. They signed their soap stars.
I don't mean to go back to it, but I think the longest contract, depending on what's going on with that's storyline. Philip Schofield.
Yeah.
Bradley Walsh became again the longest. I've got the longest contract currently at ITV.
Well, Schofield always signs 2-year deals. He has done since 2006 when he went.
Katie's contract is the longest.
Yes. And in fact, I think Schofield will leave next year, I think.
But it depends what's happening. You think Philip Schofield's leaving. We know Holly's going over to the Australia. So
well, look,
Lewis might go down.
When ITV moved back into their new studios, and look, let's just see. I'm gonna look. I can't show you, but let's just see where Philip Schofield's current contract is at. Now, I think the last he signed was an extension in 2017, but I'm not quite sure. So let's see his.
Yes, I'm doing the same with.
Right.
Yeah, basically it says right here, Golly contract is 2013 from when she started to present, basically.
Okay. Now, this is an article from 2016. So Philip Schofield signed two-year deal for ITV. So his contract comes to the end of this year, but I know he won't leave ITV next year because of Dancing on Ice, which was already scheduled. So, look, at the least, I think Schofield will sign one more contract extension, but only for 1 year. And then I think he could be going. And in fact, on the Daily Star, and yes, this is a rubbish paper, but this is wondering that could Philip Schofield quit this morning to pursue his singing career? Now, according to The Sun,
His pantomime career, like.
Well, hang on. According to The Sun, he was offered a two-album contract. Now, Schofield, of course, has sung before. In fact, he was in the musical Joseph and the Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and he was also in the musical.
James brought in, remember?
Yes, and he was also in the musical version of Dr. Dolittle. So Schofield is no stranger to singing, and look, could he be leaving this morning an ITV to pursue a singing career?
We don't know who's going to replace Holly for the November and December, do we?
No. So, yes. So, let's see. So, Schofield first joined ITV properly, and I say properly because he was on and off, working between the BBC and ITV. But it was 2006, which meant he could not present Test the Nation with Anne Robinson anymore, that was the game show that he did that was on once a year. So, yes. So, Philip Schofield, could he... Oh, do you think he could go back to the BBC, Marcus? I mean, technically...
We've already discussed this.
No?
We've already discussed this once with another ITV, with Katie and this. She will not go back to ITV. I don't think Philip will go from ITV back to the BBC.
And why is that?
Simply because there'll be a reduced salary.
Yes, and the fact that the salaries would be... However...
I mean, Tommy Knight's already said that he spent 8 years at the BBC.
Yes. However, though...
Well, 7 years at the BBC. And he said that he's getting paid more than when he had those years at the BBC, which was Sarah Jane Adventures and Waterloo Road.
Yes. But...
if you look at Philip Schofield from the BBC, he was getting paid way less.
Well, yes.
I don't know because it was in the 80s, but I know.
Well, I think
Kane was paid less at the BBC and went to ITV just simply for money reasons.
Well, Schofield, you're saying that he got paid less at the BBC.
But saying that, and I've had a look at the salary, and currently, Tommy Knight and when I want to have a look at Philip Schofield's net worth, I know Philip's, every ITV employee's net worth is currently under review for 2017 and 2018.
Oh, yes. Now, in fact, there is one thing, though, that the BBC could persuade him back. If they offered him a wine show. Now, Schofield's passion is wine. He has an account on Twitter dedicated to wines from the shop Waitrose. So if the BBC offered him a wine show, he would go, I think, because that is one of his loves. That would be how you would bring Philip Schofield back to the BBC.
Well,
Yes?
do you think he would do a wedding?
A wedding? As in a royal wedding?
Do you think he would do more royal weddings if he was given the chance?
On the BBC? Or...
ITV.
Well, yeah, it depends if any member of the royal family is obviously getting married.
Remember what ITV have got him to do in the last 2 years? They tried to they got him and Holly to act a bit, didn't they?
Act?
Yeah, because they made that cameo.
They weren't really acting, they were doing what they usually do.
Yeah, but they were basically, they had their own scripts and Holly was getting too nervous.
Well...
And their scripts for the scenes and lines that they had to do, and Philip was like, this isn't going to end well. He was telling Sharon Marshall at the time, at that point, this is not going to end well.
Oh,
And if you look at the scenes,
yeah.
which I think is on Corey's YouTube channel, you can tell.
Yeah.
Tell Holly's like, I don't think we should go. What on earth are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
But that's the point, isn't it, Will?
Oh, yeah.
With ITV, they can put their celebs,
Yeah.
well-known stars in a show for a cameo, and
But, I mean, sorry, but, about people...
hang on a minute, go down. What was that about BBC? Piers Morgan called BBC Press cringe mark the...
No, the BBC Drama Press, which I don't know if you've seen it, but it's about a fictional newspaper.
Yeah.
And Pierce has said, even by BBC standards, Press is a diabolically bad portrayal of newspapers. All of it was cringe-makingly absurd. Little wonder nobody is watching it.
Anyway, Will, what did you make of City losing?
Well, City losing, I thought City, look, I knew Leon was going to be tough because, of course, former United flop Memphis Depay proved that he is starting to find his form, and obviously they're not going to be like PSG, but Leon are turning into quite a good team, so I thought they'd make it tough. However, I thought City at home, I think because they're at home, I think Leon will score one, but City will... I would have thought City would win, but no.
Anyway, also a massive debate that's going on is, hey, BBC are getting a bit of a bother over pay, and it's concerning tomorrow night and Sunday night's
Live. What, sorry?
They're all threatening to go on strike.
Ah, yes.
Except for Giovanni Vincent.
And look, and particularly the BBC pay, the one thing that Tony Hall has said is that the reason...
No, first of all, what do you think about all the professional dancers threatening to go on strike?
Well, I think...
Riley's come out and said that they should not be doing it. Of course, she was on the show in 2012.
Well...
Should they be going on strike?
No. You should not do that because, well, the show is starting tomorrow. If you go on strike, you will cost a lot of money. Now, and look, obviously, Chris Evans leaving the Radio 2 breakfast show and Radio 2.
That's a big hit for BBC.
One of his reasons for leaving, Tony Hall has said, was the revealing the pay. So that's why him and Eddie Mayer left. Mayer left Radio 4 PM. Chris, of course, is leaving the breakfast show in December. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is. And look, we'll
basically what Lisa was saying on social media and on Loose Women, because she was on Loose Women this week, that if this had happened 6 years ago, she would have talked them out of it.
yeah.
Because I know, because she said that if she was told when she was on Waterloo Road with Katie McBriar, they were all told if they decided to go on strike, they would be sacked.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's what Lisa Riley said about the Waterloo Road.
Now, talking of a former presenter of the BBC.
No, but is Lisa right that if you go on strike, that when she was basically saying when she was on Waterloo Road, she had a BBC, the head of BBC Northwest at the time, basically told everyone in the cast, if you go on strike over pay, because they told them about the BBC, the pay problems the BBC had.
Yeah.
The pay problems of the BBC. Everyone was told if they threatened to go on strike because over a pay dispute, that they would be sacked. Do you think that's what should be happening with Strictly? It's true. Although, can I just say this is a source that came from the Sun newspaper.
Yeah.
And as we know with the Sun newspaper, they're about 20% accurate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Should they be going on strike? Or should they be sacked?
Well, I certainly don't think they should be going on strike. Or if you were going to go on strike, do it just before. You should have done it weeks ago. You know, when Strictly was when Strictly wasn't on. But now you're going to be causing the series to chaos.
You could, but saying that, like I said, this is a source that came from the Sun newspaper, so that is probably not true.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Will?
Well,
the Sun newspaper is what? How accurate is the Sun newspaper?
Unreliable. It's probably the worst paper there is.
Who do you think it's, as Donald Trump would say, fake news and they're going on strike?
Yep. Along with the Daily Star, they're the two worst papers I've ever seen that have not had any truth at all.
No, but basically, what is true, the head of BBC Northwest in 2010 told everyone in 2011, because basically the season 8 of Waterloo, the BBC were running on half budget and still got season 8 in. So
yes. Now, listen, talking about people going back to the BBC, former presenter Noel Edmonds, of course, has been known for his huge criticism of the BBC. And I don't know if you were watching this, but some celebrities did a classic car show called 8 Go Rallying the Road to Saigon, which they travelled. And Edmonds has took it.
William Shatner.
What? William Shatner?
What's the show that he's in at the moment?
I can't remember what it is, but anyway, this is called Ego Rallying the Road to Saigon, and Noel Edmonds has hit out of the BBC again, saying we were deceived and that it was basically fake. And the reality is that the producers are deceiving the viewers. It was too dangerous to put inexperienced, untrained celebrities in rally cars.
Because they might roll.
Yes.
They have a massive roll.
But look, Noel, as you know, was one of the original presenters for the original.
I think Noel Gallagher's right, because putting celebrities and leaving them in charge of a race car.
Edmonds.
Noel Edmonds, leaving people in, or untrained people in charge of race cars. I mean, even for things like stunts, for the massive stunts, they use ex-professional racing drivers.
Yeah.
Do stunt crash stunts and that, because they, at some point in their career, they've been in the big spectacular accidents.
Yes, and Noel Edmonds will be planning to sue Lloyd, so he's called the Archbishop of Canterbury, a reincarnation of evil he has. So yes, obviously Mr. Edmonds is not in a good mood this recently. So yes. Right, you're watching the debate. So we talked about City. We talked about... Now, what were you saying you were going to talk about after City?
That was the thing about strike. I was going to mention about the strike action, but we've just discussed that. So, anything that we need to discuss?
Are your thoughts on this?
Climate change.
Yes. What about it?
Not just in this country, but all in the US and in China.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about climate change?
I'm not sure.
What do you think about our weather at the moment?
Well,
is it getting more extreme and more wild?
Well, yes, and experts were predicting that, we had that long spell of hot weather. That will be the new norm as well, they were saying. They are predicting. Oh, and I tell you what I want to ask you. In November, it's the midterm election in America. Now, this is when...
I think Donald Trump needs to go.
You think Donald Trump needs to go?
Because he's pulled the US out of the climate change agreement, and now the US are suffering. And he's like, the winds are the most powerful. Okay, well, you would know that if you...
Yeah.
What do you think?
What
are you reading, Will?
I'm going to get the article up on the BBC News website saying, should Donald Trump be worried about the midterm elections? Now, the midterm elections, for anybody who doesn't know, they are basically they're the general elections held in November every 4 years near the midpoint of a president's 4-year term of office. So the next midterm election is due this year, and it's in November. So
I think Donald Trump should be worried.
You do? You think there'll be actually people that... Let's see. So let's see if we can find... here's the predictions. So okay.
You might be able to find the camera now, Will.
Yeah, let's see. Right. There it is. You're not zoomed in now. Yes, you see?
Well.
I'm back. Oh, I don't know what happened there. That completely baffled me. But anyway, look, they can see you, they can see me. It's all fine. Why is it always happening? 2 years. No, sorry. 2 weeks this has happened. Technical issues. Why?
Yeah. Anyway, Robot Wars. What do you think about it? What did you think of the BBC's cancellation?
Well, look, they were saying that they would cancel it to make way for new shows. Now,
that's what they said about Water and Road and the other stuff that they were cancelling in 2015.
Yes.
What do you think the real reason is that they're trying to hide?
Well, look, I don't get it because it did good on the it did good on the.
You lost the camera again.
I don't think so. No. Let's just check. No, it's still there. And yep, it's still there. So right, let's see. So right, so this is the article that said when Robot Wars have been axed by the BBC. So yeah, so they were saying it is to be scrapped to make room for new shows. New shows. The reason why new show. So here's what a BBC spokesman said. We are very proud of Robot Wars and would like to thank Medtorn Media, the presenters Dora O'Brien and Angela Scanlon, and all those involved in the last 3 series. However, in order to create room for new shows, often you reboot old shows. That's not making room for new shows. And look, if you hadn't.
You boot out. In recent years, the BBC, they've made decisions like revamping Daily Politics, which is now basically like what we have on Sky.
Yes.
Like what we have on Sky. And the BBC didn't confirm it themselves. It was actually the 10th Force Champions Carbide that.
Look, here's.
That confirmed it.
Look, here's. Okay, this is gonna be a Robot Wars rant. I just need to get this off my chest. Look, of course you can have new shows, but look, there's still room for Robot Wars. Because you have new shows, it doesn't mean you have to cancel Robot Wars. And it's not
the first time. 3 years before 4 years before they cancelled Waterloo Road.
Look.
Which annoyed a lot of youngsters.
Look.
And I don't blame them because there's basically no show for teenagers anymore.
Look.
In week, you know what I mean?
Yes.
BBC are getting rid of.
Look, I'm losing.
Do the BBC care about the shows that we like anymore?
Well, I'm watching the BBC television less and less anymore.
But look, there's nothing for young people anymore. The road was good for young people, wasn't it?
Look, I've got off Country File. Robot Wars is gone. But look, you said to make room for new shows. You do have new shows, but you can have Robot Wars as well.
How many more popular shows do you think they'll get rid of?
Look.
Good in the ratings.
Look, top of.
Who's going to say, to get rid of good military drama like that?
Look.
There's no school.
Excuse me. Can I finish, please? Right, I understand why Top of the Pops was axed. In July 2006, the program had been declining and it not helped that it had been produced by a former television presenter called Andy Peters, who had not been experienced to produce a full television program. No wonder why it failed when you got Andy idiotic imbecile Peters behind the camera. Look, but Robot Wars, it was doing well in the ratings.
Yeah, well, true. Robot Wars was doing well in the ratings. Water Road was doing well in the ratings.
No, please. Can I?
No, I'm basically just saying that's another show another popular show that the BBC's canned in the last few years.
Yeah, look, Robot Wars. Look, sorry. BBC Two got its best ratings when Robot Wars and Top Gear was shown on the same evening. Look, and it was really good. Sunday night, so I was looking forward to it. We'd have Robot Wars, and then we'd have Top Gear. But because
So you have Top Gear first, then Robot Wars.
no, Robot Wars was at 7, Top Gear was at 8 when they were on at the same time. Now, anyway, as I was saying, look, basically, this is just one of those stupid, poor excuses. Look, I can understand why you got rid of Grandstand. I can understand why you got rid of Top of the Pops because they were declining. Sky killed off Grandstand, and MTV killed off. MTV and the internet killed Top of the Pops. But Robot Wars, it was still relevant. So why, BBC? Your boss is mad?
Look at going even further back. Another popular show that BBC got rid of. I'm not just saying a few years ago. We thought, wait, what was the grammar school program that the BBC had on CBBC?
That was Grange Hill, which ran from the 70s till 2009. Yeah. That got binned. And the creator...
That got binned because basically Water Road was starting doing really well.
Yes. Look.
And then that got canned in 2014 at the end of season 10.
Well, okay, but 10 seasons, fair enough. And there's only so much you can do in a school.
And basically, I don't know whether that was canned or whether the local council they'd moved to Glasgow at that point, hadn't they?
Yes. So
had decided basically to shut the school down.
So come on, BBC, put your heads together. You've got bosses who can't even think. If they think that that's a...
What show do you think next, Will? Because I have this feeling that...
Well, I reckon...
What season is our girl on now? Season 4 or season...
I don't know.
Season 4, I think.
Season 4.
How long do you think that will be before that gets...
Season 5 and then the end. Look, Match of the Day is on a lifeline. Look, BT are going to swoop up Premier League highlights and exclusive rights in a few years. It's inevitable. Look, and when Gary Lineker goes,
I mean, it's been confirmed today that when Channel 4 continue the highlights, it won't be half the race now. It'll be shorter.
Oh, okay.
There's going to now be a major recap within Sky. Apparently Mark Webber and Eddie Jordan and David Coulthard are on the radar for Sky.
Oh, right. Well, now, sorry. As I was saying, so look, Match of the Day is probably going to be one of the next programs to be cancelled because the BT will pay for more money and that'll be the end of Match of the Day. And look, like the Premiership and ITV, that got binned, of course, and Match of the Day came back. But if Match of the Day went, it wouldn't come back. No, if it went, that would be the end of Match of the Day.
Well, going back to Grange Hill getting cancelled by the BBC, I can understand why, because they didn't want two school dramas happening at the same time.
Well, yeah, and...
But getting rid of Water Road for the same wording that they used to Robot Wars.
Well, look, Waterloo Road and Grange Hill, the difference was Grange Hill was a bit dated. It had been running from the 70s to 2009. So because Waterloo Road was a bit more modern,
and started in 2006.
yeah, there was no need to keep Grange Hill.
Why do you think the BBC can boast school dramas? Because now we have no school dramas and nothing for young people.
Well, look, that
used to be my Wednesday night.
Waterloo Road, yes. Well,
That used to be my Wednesday night dramas.
well, the Waterloo Road ran for 10 series, okay? Well, look, if you're the BBC, don't you think it's time after a lots of number of series to finish it?
Not if you want to bring in young talent.
Well,
That show did bring in young talent.
yes, like Tommy Knight. Yeah. So.
All the experienced.
Yeah, but there was also some experienced cast members like
Sean Wilson.
Yeah, and Denise Welch as well, who was a yep. They're both from soaps because Welch was from Coronation Street and so.
And also Tina O'Brien, they both came from ITV.
Yeah.
And Adam Thomas started his career, Ryan Thomas's brother, so
yeah.
Of good, well-known names now.
Yeah.
You know,
and
Tommy Knight spent the last 3 years there. Ben is now a presenter on.
No, she's not now. She's left CBBC. Her last role was in as a bully in Coronation Street in that bullying storyline.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, you see, we don't have any new talent. That was a good thing for bringing new talent. So, and look, she was in it from 2009 to 2012. So she was.
Yeah, because I know the last 2 years, in 2011 and 2012.
Yeah.
Had a very close working relationship with Katie.
Right, so she's been in Doctors, the BBC daytime soap, in a guest role, and she's been in the Radio 1 Stories, which is a drama on Radio 1, in a guest role. So she's not really done much since leaving CBBC.
So, well...
Oh, and Jenna Coleman, she was in Waterloo Road as well.
Basically, Will.
Yeah.
How the BBC is going to struggle to bring up young talent like those names that we've just said there?
Yes, but actually,
who do you think? Which channel is now bringing up young talent the best?
Well,
out of everything, presenters, actors, and actresses.
Well, also, yeah.
Okay, let's cut to the chase here before we go.
Oh yes.
Which channel, TV station, or company is the best for bringing young talent now? I'm not saying the BBC used to be, but who do you think's on top now?
Oh well. I'm not really sure because
I think ITV is.
ITV is, and I suppose Sky is good for new talent.
Yeah, ITV's the best.
But obviously the BBC just don't care anymore.
I think the BBC, as soon as Waterloo Road went, I think that's put off a lot of.
Well, look.
Young people out of high school. That's basically people are like, oh well, the BBC's no use. Basically shutting down youngsters now. It basically doesn't care about youngsters anymore. And
I mean, they have got the dumping ground, but that's not quite the same in the way Grange Hill and Waterloo Road were. But I've been reading now Waterloo Road was moved to from BBC One to BBC Three in his last series, which shows the BBC was obviously gently wanting it to go away. So
I know for season 10 they moved it to BBC Three.
yeah. Yes, so
But what do you think? Do you think youngsters? Do you think the BBC for youngsters who want a presenting or acting career? Do you think the BBC is a no-go area now?
well, yeah, it's sad to see, isn't it, that it's obviously changed, but yeah.
Because so many former young BBC employees have now gone over to ITV.
Yeah.
I think that's what's more annoying to the BBC. Is they put most of the youngsters that have been in Waterloo Road have now gone on other shows, gone over to ITV, which is basically their
arch enemies.
The BBC and ITV is basically like Mercedes and Ferrari in Formula One.
Yes.
In Hammer and Tongs, and it's the BBC that's, I'm afraid, that's losing out.
Yep, and at ITV they're making use of it. So particularly like
And Sky and Net, and also you've got Amazon and Netflix, which then
mind you,
that most of these youngsters are going on. Peter, you can't even see how their careers are developing.
yes. Well, mind you, I should point out that in Doctor Who Series 11, we've got Mandeep Gill and Toffing Cole, who are both quite young, but they're not homegrown BBC talent. They're from Hollyoaks from Channel 4.
And now they've gone over to that.
Well, no, they've gone over to the BBC now. They have.
Yeah.
And they'll be joining Jodie Whittaker.
So, what do you think?
Well, I think the BBC.
Where can you see the BBC heading?
Well, it's going to be.
Particularly trying to get youngsters. Do you think they have to try rebooting? We've seen with Robot Wars.
Well.
A few years and that was it. Do you think they've got to be trying rebooting these shows just to try and get the youngsters back?
Maybe. But Grange Hill, I don't think there's any point in bringing that back now.
But do you think they need to bring something like Waterloo Road back to bring?
No, what I think they need to do is they need to have a new school drama. Rather than bringing back Waterloo Road or Grange Hill, bring a new, fresh school drama. And, for instance, because of the internet, like cyberbullying and e-cigarettes, and you could tackle those storylines, you know, in a school.
Yeah, I agree. Got a few problems in the moment, Will.
Oh.
Hello, Will.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
My mum's trying to invade. Well, if you can't find a pencil sharpener, then go and look somewhere else. All right.
All right. Well, yes.
Anyway, in the US, there is a debate going on about NASCAR,
Oh, yes.
which is not very good.
Oh, I see. So why is it not? Why is it not very good?
Because the spectators are down.
Oh, yes.
They brought in gimmicks like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3.
Oh, okay.
into their racing, which is another huge thing that's going on. I mean, the people are leaving, and I think that's what happened. I think people are growing tired in this country of the BBC and the lack of shows in there.
Oh, sorry. For our last topic, sorry we're going on, but one thing that we said we were going to tackle is how the BBC gets sports rights. So can I no. Can I explain how it is done? It is simple. So the BBC and Discovery did a shared deal of the Olympics. Now the way it happened would be Discovery would pay money to the BBC, and the BBC would then pay. They would both pay some of the money to the Olympic Committee. Let me just get the article about this, because this, I think, is what broadcasters should do. This would be how the BBC could get sports rights, but not overpay and would be able to afford. So let me just get the article around. So BBC and Discovery shared deal. Let's see. Yes, here we go. So this is basically an article of the BBC, and it basically sub-license. So that means that they both a sort of let's see. So sub-license the rights. So that is to let me just get the meaning of sub-license up, see if I can explain. A sub-license agreement is to grant someone else some of the licensee rights. If permitted by the original license agreement, they might. So what Discovery have done, they've allowed the BBC to grant their rights so that the BBC can afford. So this is what they need to do. If it's part of the plan, that is how you get sports on the BBC, and that's how they'd be able to afford it, and that's how we could get live Premier League football, live Formula One. That's how the BBC could get its sport back, and Grandstand could come back. Oh, okay. Obviously, I'm getting a bit far with Grandstand coming back.
Basically,
but listen.
No. But if you look at the Sky, they've only got Formula One. BT's actually on top for motor racing now.
Yes. But this is how you do it. Say the BBC and Sky got joint Premier League. No. Please. Could you listen to me, please?
Yes.
Right. This is how the BBC and Sky could show Premier League football. Sky could grant some of the BBC its rights, and they can joint show Premier League football. That way, the BBC wouldn't have to pay all the money. That way, the BBC will be able to afford live Premier League football. And that is how you get, if the BBC sub-license...
Okay, sorry. So you think the BBC should be going after big events like...
Yes.
Sporting events like the Grand National, worldwide sporting events. Like, what about the annual ones, which is basically the Grand National, the Indy 500, the Le Mans 24 Hours, the Open, the FA Cup, the Ashes. Do you think they should be going after those big sporting events that take place every year?
Yes, add some Premier League games.
And giving it the big build-up like BT does with the Indy 500 or Eurosport does with Le Mans or
yes.
Like TV does with the Grand National.
Yes, and this
the Ashes and BT does with the Ashes in Australia.
So listen, this is what broadcasters and Sky and BT should do. They should grant the BBC some of their rights to share, to help pay for joint rights of the games, and that way the BBC wouldn't have to pay all the extraordinary money.
Hang on, they will. The BBC has still got shared coverage of the Super Bowl with Sky, haven't they?
Yes, but that's different. This was the deal which Discovery allowed the BBC to take their rights, basically. That's what sub-license means, because I'll click on it again. So, yeah, sub-license means to grant the rights to someone else, some of the licensee rights. So, look, this is what broadcasters should be doing. This is how the BBC gets sport, but it would have to team up with Sky or BT. But anyway, it'd be how the BBC could get back some of its sport coverage, and this could be the rejuvenation of BBC Sport if they did this.
I mean, if you look at BT, when I watch IndyCar on BT Sport, they give it 40 minutes for regular races, but for the 500, they give it an hour and a half build-up, plus then 4 hours of coverage, plus 3.5 hours of race.
Yes.
That's what you want from a big sporting event, isn't it?
Yes. So this is what should happen. This is a perfect example. Discovery have agreed to give the BBC some of their rights, and that's how they should do it. So that is how you get sport to come back to the BBC. That is the only way in the current climate that the BBC can get sports back on your television, live sport.
Look, ITV are currently by the time it gets to the end of the 2022 season, ITV will have done 20 seasons of the British Touring Car Championship.
Yes, so if ITV wanted to keep paying the rights, they could team up with BT for BT to give some of their rights, and they could do what BBC and Discovery did for the Olympics.
I mean, look, the MSA, BRDC, and BTCC and Alan Gow have resisted the big bucks from Sky and BT and Eurosport to get the British Touring Car, to keep the British Touring Car Championship on terrestrial TV, and as of next year, except for the British Grand Prix on Channel Live on Channel 4, that will be the only consistent motorsport championship live on terrestrial TV today.
Yes. So this could be so this is how
on British TV today.
As I repeat, as I was saying, and as I will repeat, this is how. This is a very good example, and good on Discovery for doing this, for allowing the BBC to sub-license their rights. This is how you do it. This is how BBC Sport could build up on more sports rights by taking a partnership with BT, ITV, Sky, or any of the other corporate. That's how you do it. And that is how sport on the BBC could be back. And yes, so I think that.
See you again next week.
Yep, we'll be back at 4 o'clock at the same time. We've run slightly over time, but I think I needed to. That was what I was particularly looking forward to. That is how the BBC get sports. The answer is to sub-license, which means to give the other broadcaster to give the BBC some of their rights, and that's how you get live sport back on the BBC. Goodbye. See you next week.
No,
Yes?
Do you want to know what's happening with your YouTube channel over the weekend with the Premier League?
Yes. Because the game's on at 3 o'clock for the United game, there's no pre-match build-up to that. There is also no post-match reaction to that. There will be no pre-match and post-match reaction of Chelsea meet West Ham because Ben's not available. And although, are you available on Sunday for that? For pre-match reaction?
I was going to say yes, but I've also got the MotoGP and the F1 World live stream for the latest F1 news.
Right, so it's looking unlikely. So the football will be back on Wednesday on my YouTube channel, where me and Ben look forward to Derby v Manchester United, where Frank Lampard faces his old boss.
I was going to just say, talking of Frank Lampard, congratulations to Frank and Christine.
With what?
He's just had a little girl.
Oh, right, yes. Congratulations. So, yes.
Basically, good news in Frank's personal life, but will it be good news in the League Cup?
Yeah, we shall see. So join me and Ben on Wednesday from, I think, 7:45. Time to be confirmed, TBC. Right, me and Marcus will see you here next week from 4. See you. Bye-bye.